Did you know that while San Francisco's prices stall at nosebleed heights, hidden gems like Hawthorne and Santa Maria are poised to surge 15 to 20% by 2026, driven by tech spillovers and remote work waves? It's not hype. Data from recent forecasts screams it. Affordability indices are climbing just enough to let smart investors in before the floodgates open. But the shock? Most people chase the obvious coasts, missing how inland shifts, like Riverside's boom from logistics hubs, could triple your returns without the drama. California's not crashing, it's reshaping. If you're feeling that quiet urgency, that pull towards stability and chaos, this is your wake-up. We'll dive into why these under-the-radar places aren't just buys, they're lifelines. Let's talk real, you and me. Listen, if you're staring at your bank account wondering why financial freedom feels like a distant shore, while California's headlines scream crisis or boom, this video cuts through that noise. The core pain? You're bombarded with generic advice chasing hotspots like LA or SF, misunderstanding that true investment isn't about glamour. It's about emotional security and undervalued havens that build lasting wealth without the burnout. We'll address the myth that high prices mean no entry. Reframe it. 2026's stabilizing trends with modest 3 to 5% growth and improving affordability make inland and northern gems accessible, busting the idea that only millionaires play here. What sets this apart? No sales pitch. It's intimate wisdom on paradox. How risky areas like Fresno deliver steady 10% returns through job influx, offering emotional relief from market volatility. You'll walk away transformed, seeing opportunity as a personal ally, not a gamble, with insights that feel like a hug for your worries. This isn't common chatter, it's your quiet revolution. I want to start by painting a picture for you, not the usual way, but through a lens of what could be waiting if you lean into this. Envision yourself in 2036, standing on a quiet porch in Sacramento's Midtown, the kind of neighborhood where old Victorian homes mix with new coffee shops buzzing from the morning crowd. You've got this property you picked up back in 2026, nothing flashy, just a solid duplex where the upstairs tenant is a young family working in the state capitol, and downstairs is a remote worker who moved here for the lower costs and that sense of community. The rent checks come in like clockwork, covering the mortgage and then some enough that you're funding trips to see grandkids or maybe starting that hobby farm you've always dreamed about. This isn't some fairy tale. It's rooted in Sacramento's unique blend of government stability and tech growth spilling over from the Bay Area. Jobs and policy, education, and now AI startups are drawing people in, pushing rental demand up without the wild swings you see in coastal markets. I remember analyzing data back in the early 2020s, seeing how Sacramento's median prices hovered around $500,000, while SF was double that, and thinking, this is where the smart money goes quiet. By 2026, with forecasts showing a 4% price bump statewide but higher in these hubs due to infrastructure like high-speed rail connections, your investment grows steadily. It's like watching a river carve its path, slow, persistent, reshaping everything around it. You escape the rat race because you saw beyond the headlines, betting on a place where life feels balanced, where your property isn't just an asset but a piece of a thriving ecosystem. Feel that? That's the emotional anchor I'm talking about, the one that turns investing from stress to a kind of quiet joy. Shifting gears a bit, let's think about the Inland Empire like a forgotten riverbed that's suddenly swelling with water after years of drought. Places like Riverside and San Bernardino, they've been through tough times, economic slumps overlooked by the glitz of LA. But now, with logistics giants like Amazon building massive warehouses, jobs are flooding in. I have this image in my mind from years of driving those highways. Vast stretches of land turning into hubs of activity, trucks rolling in and out, creating employment that sticks in 2026. Projections show rental yields here climbing to 7 to 8% higher than the state average, because affordability draws families and workers who can't afford the coast. It's paradoxical, isn't it? What seems dry and unpromising becomes fertile ground. Take a story I pieced together from client experiences. Imagine a single mom who bought a modest home in Riverside back when prices were dipping in 2024, turning it into a rental. By 2026, with the e-commerce boom, her tenants are warehouse managers earning solid wages, and her property value has jumped 12% from infrastructure improvements, like expanded freeways. It's not about quick flips, it's about nesting in spots where growth feels organic, like a bird choosing branches that bend but don't break in the wind. These narratives show California's real estate as alive, responding to shifts in work, migration, and even climate. People moving inland for cooler summers and lower costs. But what if these stories stir something deeper? Like, how does embracing California's contradictions actually free you from fear? Let's explore the lessons that make this real. Diving into the heart of it, the first principle I hold dear is that undervaluation acts as your hidden edge. Fresno exemplifies this perfectly. People write it off as too inland, too agricultural, but look closer. Median prices sit around $350,000, far below the state's $905,000 forecast for 2026, and rental yields hit 7%, driven by job growth in healthcare and logistics. It's the contradiction of low entry points leading to high stability. You buy in, rent out to families drawn by affordable living and universities like Fresno State, and suddenly, you're not chasing bubbles. You're building on solid ground. This heals the myth that California is only for the wealthy. Affordability is edging up to 18% statewide, meaning more folks can enter. But in Fresno, it's even better, with local indices showing room for growth without the panic I recall digging into reports where Fresno's population influx from coastal escapes boosts demand, turning what seems risky into reliable. Feel that shift in your chest? It's like releasing a breath you didn't know you were holding, realizing opportunity isn't about outrunning others, but finding your pace. Moving to the second truth, tourism often outpaces traditional markets in unexpected ways. Northern California spots like Napa or Truckee thrive on this. Napa's vineyards aren't just pretty, they're short-term rental magnets, pulling in wine tourists year-round. Forecasts for 2026 show occupancy rates at 70%, with yields around 9%, thanks to climate migrants seeking milder weather amid hotter summers elsewhere. Here's the paradox. Volatility in visitor numbers creates consistency in returns because people crave escape. While coastal areas fluctuate with economic downturns, these inland retreats offer steady appeal. Think about Ukiah, tucked in Mendocino County. Lower buy-in costs, around $400,000. And growing interest from remote workers who want nature without isolation. I've seen investors transform old farmhouses into Airbnbs, earning enough to cover costs and build equity. This principle resonates emotionally because it ties investment to human needs: rest, adventure, connection, making your property feel like a bridge rather than a bet. Third, job ecosystems foster resilience in ways that surprise you. Take the Bay Area outskirts like Fremont. AI and tech booms are pushing prices up 10% by 2026, yet affordability lingers because of diverse housing options. The contradiction? Innovation amid inequality creates broad rental demand, from engineers to support staff. You invest in a condo, rent to a mix of professionals, and watch vacancy rates stay low at 4%. It's not hype chasing. It's understanding how tech paradoxes fuel stability. I think of Stockton, near Sacramento, where e-commerce jobs from ports like Oakland spill over, offering 8 to 12% yields. Data shows median rents climbing to $2,200, supported by infrastructure like expanded rail lines. This lesson eases the emotional weight of what-ifs, showing how interconnected economies buffer against shocks. Fourth, affordability's true power lies in its edges, busting the high-cost image. San Diego, with vacancy rates at 4.8%, offers neighborhoods like North Park where community vibes retain tenants. Longer prices are high, around $800,000, but yields stabilize at 6%, and 2026 forecasts predict 5% growth from military and biotech jobs. The paradox: what seems expensive becomes relational, turning properties into homes that people stick with. In the San Gabriel Valley, places like Alhambra or Glendale blend cultural vibrancy with steady appreciation. Median prices at $700,000, yields 5 to 7%. I've advised folks who bought there watching their investments grow through local festivals and family ties that keep turnover low. Philosophically, real estate mirrors life, harmony with change over conquest. Embracing these paradoxes relieves the chase for perfect timing. You invest from calm, letting curiosity guide you. These truths hit home, right? But what lingers is, how do you step into this without the overwhelm clouding your heart? Let's make it actionable, simple steps that bring immediate relief first. Map your emotional fit. Grab a notebook and list 5 undervalued spots. Santa Rosa with its wine country charm, Ukiah's forested peace, Fresno's affordable buzz, Hawthorne's suburban tech edge, or San Luis Obispo's coastal inland mix. For each, jot down why it resonates. Does Fresno's lower prices untie your financial knots, easing that knot in your stomach from years of scraping by? Or does Napa's tourism pull speak to your love of hosting, making investment feel personal? Spend 20 minutes on this. It's not homework. It's a conversation with yourself, aligning your heart with places where growth feels right. I've done this with so many people, and it shifts everything from doubt to direction. Second, crunch gentle numbers without drowning in data. Use free sites like Zillow or Redfin to compare yields, say Hawthorne's 6 to 8% against LA's lower 4%. Focus on feel-good metrics, tenant retention in Santa Maria, where family-oriented communities keep vacancies under 5%, or Riverside's job growth projections at 3% annually. Cap it at 1 hour. This cuts through paralysis, showing you real paths without exhaustion. Remember, numbers serve you, not the other way around. They're tools for relief, confirming your instincts. Third, connect locally to build support. Email one agent in a spot like San Luis Obispo asking casually about 2026 projections. Maybe something like, "What's the vibe in rentals here with the college crowd?" Keep it light, like chatting over coffee. This weaves empathy into your journey, turning solo stress into shared wisdom. No rush. One connection opens doors, making the process feel held, not hurried. As we wrap this up, reflect on the transformation. We've journeyed from hidden opportunities in California's evolving landscape, like Fresno's steady rise or Napa's tourist pull, to seeing real estate as a compassionate path to freedom, busting myths of inaccessibility and embracing paradoxes that make wealth feel human. You've got the stories, lessons, and steps to claim your golden spot in 2026, turning uncertainty into quiet power. Here's my mantra for you. You're not chasing illusions. You're building sanctuaries that echo your deepest needs. If this resonated, like if it sparked something real, comment your top takeaway or a spot you're eyeing, and subscribe for more intimate dives into life's big bets. Thanks for sharing this space with me. Until next time. Let's linger a bit more on Fresno because it's such a prime example of how undervaluation turns into gold. Picture the San Joaquin Valley with its vast farmlands giving way to urban pockets where new hospitals and distribution centers are popping up. In 2026, with statewide prices at $905,000, Fresno's medians stay around $380,000 after a modest rise, making it accessible. Rental demand comes from agricultural workers, students, and retirees seeking milder climates. I once worked with a couple who bought a triplex there. By year 2, rents covered expenses, and appreciation added $50,000 in equity. It's the kind of story that shows patience pays, like tending a garden where seeds sprout slowly but yield abundantly. Or take Hawthorne in Southern California, near LAX and SPACEX. Tech spillovers mean engineers need housing. Pushing rents up 5% yearly. Buy-in at $600,000 yields 6%, but the real win is stability from aerospace jobs that weather recessions. Contrast that with SF's volatility. Here, it's steady progress, easing the fear of market drops. Santa Maria on the Central Coast blends agriculture and tourism. Vineyards and beaches draw visitors, but locals benefit from affordable homes at $500,000. 2026 sees 7% yields from short-term rentals during festivals. It's paradoxical, rural yet connected via highways to LA. In the Inland Empire, Riverside's logistics boom from ports like Long Beach creates 10,000 jobs annually. Properties at $450,000 rent for $2,500 monthly, Offering cash flow, San Bernardino mirrors this with mountains, adding appeal for outdoor enthusiasts moving inland. Sacramento's government backbone ensures low unemployment. Add tech, and it's a powerhouse midtown revivals. Mean cultural hotspots boosting property values subtly. Northern gems like Clear Lake offer lakefront at $300,000, with tourism yields at 8%. Napa's prestige commands premiums, but entry-level vineyards rentals thrive truckee near Tahoe. Ski season rentals spike, but year-round remote workers stabilize. Santa Rosa rebuilds post-fires stronger, with wine and tech mixing. San Luis Obispo's Cal Poly drives student rentals, yields 7% plus beach proximity without coastal prices. San Diego's North Park, artsy vibe retains creatives, military ensures demand. San Gabriel Valley's Alhambra, cultural hubs like Asian markets draw long-term tenants. Glendale's mix of Armenian heritage and Hollywood proximity offers unique appeal. Pasadena's historic homes turn into high-end rentals. Stockton's port connections fuel industrial growth, undervalued at $400,000. Bakersfield's oil and ag provide steady jobs, low prices. Long Beach's ports and beaches balance industry and leisure. These spots reshape your view. California's diversity means opportunities everywhere, not just coasts. Expanding on lessons. Undervaluation in Fresno teaches waiting for the bloom, like a cactus storing water for dry times. Tourism in Napa shows how seasons cycle into profit, mirroring life's rhythms. Job resilience in Fremont highlights networks, like roots intertwining for strength. Affordability edges in San Diego reveal community as the true asset, fostering loyalty. Paradoxes abound. High growth in low-profile areas, stability in change. Philosophically, this is about alignment. Your investments reflecting your values, creating harmony. In practice, when mapping, add personal touches. Does a place remind you of childhood stability? Numbers. Look at cap rates, not just yields. Fresno's 5 to 6% cap means solid returns post-expenses. Connections. Agents share untold stories, like hidden gems in neighborhoods. This builds confidence gradually. More stories. A retiree in Ukiah turned a cabin into a retreat, funding travels. A young investor in Hawthorne flipped to multi-unit, building wealth step by step. These human elements make it real. Forecasts show 3.6% price rise, but select areas higher. Inland Empire 5 to 7% from jobs affordability, at 18% opens doors for middle-income buyers. Sales up slightly. Market balancing. Emotional relief. Knowing you're not alone in this. California's reshaping benefits. The thoughtful mantra repeats, sanctuaries, not illusions. Thanks again. Your journey starts now.